Get your toothbrush, folks. You get down in all these little crevices. And then when you get some real rough surfaces, you can't just sand it off. Drop or two of oil on there, and that piece is done. Just get most of the loose stuff off. Use a knife. Use just about anything. Just scrape all that crap off of there. It's got to be worked and worked and worked. You can always buy a new handle too. That's not bad. That'll loosen up with use. Easy clean for this piece. Way deep inside. Nothing wrong with it at all. A lot of these you're pretty much just going to be able to wipe them off at this point. This is that little screw cap that we took off. That goes along with that piece there. It's an oil hole in this. You get this groove cleaned out. It's pretty solid. You can buy a lot of these replacement parts too. That's why I'm fixing this reel. It's worth it. Poke through from the inside. At least got it started. Clean up nicely. Real nice. Tell you, soaking in that vinegar will really help a lot of the stuff. You can wipe them right down, clean them up, hit them with a little bit of oil, and you're good to go. Worth the time, folks. It really is. I mean, you got nothing else going on. You're going to sit there and couch potato it and watch the damn game, or feeling that you accomplished something. Little pop clips down in there, a little C-clip. This is your clicker. Let it clicker up and off of the gears. Flip those springs off their posts. And that stud piece just dropped through the bottom. Now we've cleaned that completely. Tedious work, folks. I'm just going to scrape it down. Throw it in dirt. Wipe it off best you can. That's just discoloration, folks. It's good and clean, pretty much. The biggest area we're worried about is right here where the clicker moves. I just attempt to put this back together. The stud goes up through the bottom. The clicker piece goes on there. It's easiest if you put your spring on this side first, then stretch it over. Put the retaining clip back on it now. And voila. These little rubber tubes, they go with that too. With the clicker, there's two of them. This is a tube that your worm gear goes in. The outside is not so important. Inside's what we really want clean. I think I can force this little plastic cap out of here. Yep, there we go. You can clean that up as well. It doesn't look the prettiest, but that's okay. Pop this gear back in. Little cap, plastic washer. And that worm gear is going to be real fun to clean up, folks. You can buy replacements. You can just go to Academy or wherever and get a new one. Let's see if I can salvage this one. Just running my scissors down that groove and turning it. It's mostly just moss and dirt. Like I said, folks, it doesn't take much. It just takes time. They clean up easy. It just takes a little bit of time. I know it'll be worth it for me to have another $60, $70, maybe $100 fishing reel kicking around. All those gears have to be good and clean. Scraping all the junk off of here. Any little things that catch, just twist it a bit. That's got to be smooth. One of the most important pieces is make sure you get cleaned up good. And you see that vinegar, it helps. It loosens stuff up really well, and you wipe it right off. Doesn't want to come off there. That's alright. I can clean this up the way it is right now. Get oil in there. Gonna wipe it down, wipe everything down, oil it up, put it back together. There's an extra piece in there I found when I was cleaning it up a bit. Just get them oily. White grease may be better. Now all this and this around this edge, this has to be sanded smooth. Real smooth. You don't want it getting caught as it's spinning. You want it to spin freely. I'm just feeling, make sure it's smooth. I don't feel any ridges or bumps. These little white caps, these are plastic bearing type deal. They help to ride on your reel when you cast. That's why you hold your reel on its side when you cast, not flat. They're supposed to ride on these two little plastic pieces. Alright folks, little wire retaining clip right here. Little wire ring. Then that comes off. Ooh, nasty. Made in Sweden. That's what it says. Let's get your bearings down there so you don't want to get a bunch of junk in there. Doesn't have to be pretty, folks, just clean. Works real good. Nasty. Lots of junk in this one. A lot of that stuff will come off pretty easy, but there's so much more it's going to have to be pulled and picked out. As smooth as you can get this, folks, you really, really need to. A lot of this has to come off. Alright folks, it's cleaned up pretty good. It actually cleaned up very well considering. You know, it doesn't look pretty. You're going to see all that, but there's nothing we can do about it because it was exposed. You want to smooth this in here. Get rid of these burrs and the little chunks. It's got to be smooth. This is where your spool's going to run. The smoother it is, the better casting reel you'll have. Last piece to clean out. I really don't think it's going to be that bad. This is mostly internal. I'm not going to do much else of that because that works really good.